Welcome to the Retirement DNA Podcast. I'm Aaron Johnson, and we believe you deserve financial advice based on your best interest. In our podcast, we discuss all aspects of retirement planning. Today, we're going to talk about some of the legit reasons someone should start taking Social Security early, in other words, before their full retirement age, or FRA, and some of the reasons that we would suggest maybe you need to think twice. And we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but when we hear a lot of different reasons why people want to start Social Security early, that we wanted to address a few of these, maybe kind of the top 4 or 5 reasons. And then we're going to talk about those reasons that we're given, and then we're going to say whether they're kind of legit reasons in our mind and in our view, or maybe it's something we need to think twice about, okay? So number 1, I'm retiring, let's say at the age of 63, before their full retirement age, and they want to start taking Social Security so they don't have to touch their retirement savings yet, or they can take less from their retirement savings so it'll last longer. Is this a legit reason or something they maybe need to think twice about? Yeah, this is a very good reason. This is a legit reason. But I would also say that there's something to think about. Right? Social Security is a lifetime income. It's one that you can't outlive. And if your benefit is higher than your spouse's, if something happens to you early, then your spouse is going to get the higher of the 2 Social Securities. So one of the things that you need to think about is that every year you wait, Social Security will increase at almost 8%. And every year you wait after your full retirement age, it will increase by 8%. Now, the market is not guaranteed to grow at an 8% rate, obviously, as we've seen. So maybe you want to take a look at taking from your retirement savings for the next year or 2 or a few years to let that Social Security grow another year or 2, right? So now your lifetime income of Social Security is going to permanently be higher. But if you wanted to start taking that early, the Social Security early, and letting your investments grow or waiting for a market correction to kind of come out, yes, those are perfectly legit reasons. So reason number 2 is someone wants to start Social Security early before their full retirement age, and they want to continue to work, but they want to use their Social Security to pay off their house before they retire. That way, when they go into retirement, they don't have a mortgage payment. So is this a legit reason, or do you think that they need to think twice? Yeah, we would say you probably need to think twice on this one. Now, you wanting to start Social Security is coming from a good place. They're trying to do a good thing with that money and pay off the debt that they have. But what a lot of people don't know is that if you retire before your full retirement age, and let's say if you were born before 1960, after 1960, your full retirement age is 67. If you were born in the 50s, your full retirement age is 66 and some odd months. So if you start Social Security before your full retirement age, you can only earn up to about $19,000 and change. For every, if you earn more than that, they start to take away your Social Security amount. So if you're working and you start your Social Security early, for every $3 that you earn over $19,000, they take away $1 in benefits. So depending on what your income is, you may not receive anything at all or something very little, right? So this may not be a good idea to do, even though it kind of comes from a good place. So number 3, I am going to retire or not, let's say, and take Social Security as soon as I can because I'm worried that Social Security is going to run out of money. Yeah, this one is definitely a think twice. There are several media outlets out there that are kind of pushing this narrative that Social Security is going to run out, and they really shouldn't be. This is something that they're just trying to use scare tactics. They aren't using real world logic here. they're just trying to scare you and into watching more of their program, but it's pure BS. There isn't a chance in the world that they're going to let Social Security benefits go away. Now, they could certainly be cut or reduced, but that would typically happen for those of us that are maybe in our 40s and 30s and younger. They're not going to do it for those that are real close to Social Security age or already taking Social Security. So if you really think about it, if these politicians can be elected and they can be kicked out of office and they let Social Security go under, is the American public going to let them, keep their job, or are they going to vote them out? Right, they're going to vote them out. So real world is most likely this scenario just isn't going to happen. But again, they can certainly cut benefits, but they would start with those that are that would be coming up in their 40s and 30s. Number 4, I'm retiring early, so they don't have to worry about their work income and that penalty, right? And want to start taking it now because I figure I'm young, more active, and I want to use the money now to do my activities. And, when I'm in my 80s, I'm not going to need it as much because I'm not going to be as active and not going to be traveling as much, and I may just not care. Is this a legit one, or do we want to think twice about it? Yeah, it's definitely a legit reason. And what we have found is that more people are more active when they're younger, right? They're traveling more, they're out hiking more, they're just more active overall than they are going to be in their 80s. But I'm going to say that with a little asterisk, right? And that would be assuming that the assets that they have are still going to help cover their fixed expenses and health expenses into their 80s and 90s. So if you think about where the break even is, if you were to start at, say, 65 versus waiting until 70, it's usually in your 80s. It's about a 12 to 14 year time frame. So it may make sense for you to start it early when you're really going to be breaking even probably in your mid 80s. Number 5, I want to start Social Security early because I don't think I'm going to live very long. I don't think I'll make it into my mid 80s. So I just want to start taking it now. So is this a legit reason, or is this kind of a think twice? So we would say this is a think twice. Now, let's say you've had a few heart attacks. You're in your, early 60s or late 50s. You're on a lot of different medication. You've dealt with cancer a couple of times, and no one in your family has made it to age 80. Okay, we might be able to get on board with that. But the reality is, and there are many, many studies showing this, that the vast majority of people underestimate how long they're going to live. They're living longer due to medical advances, technology advances in the medical field, and those things have greatly contributed to us lasting longer and living longer. Typically, we are also taking better care of ourselves than our parents or grandparents did that may have passed away earlier. So all of this to say, there are legit reasons to starting your Social Security early, and some reasons we'd really suggest that you think twice about. But everyone is different, and everyone has a different situation. So if this is a topic that you're wondering about, give us a phone call. We can review your situation with you and put together a plan for you. Thank you for listening to the Retirement DNA podcast today. If you have any questions or would like to sit down with us for an initial consultation to make sure you're on track to meet your secure retirement, give us a phone call at 951-244-6702. Again, that's 951-244-6702. If you like what you've heard, please subscribe to the podcast. Please tell your friends and family if you think that they would benefit from the information. You can also check us out at DwayneJohnsonGroup.com or BridgerFinancialServices.com. Thank you and have a great day.
Investment advisory services offered through Bridger Financial Services, LLC, a registered investment advisor in the state of California. Insurance products and services are offered through Dwayne Johnson Group, LLC, affiliated company. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Dwayne Johnson Group, LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Dwayne Johnson Group, LLC.